And now, I shall resurrect Slifer the Sky Dragon!
Oh man, he just brought back an Egyptian god!
Slifer's attack points are determined by the number of cards in my hand. And since I'm holding 4, he now has 4,000 points!
Hey guys, this is Slifer Maniac. Guys! I was far away for a long time. No, that's not the beginning of Star Wars, but it's the second anniversary of this channel. On the 25th of May 2023, this channel was founded, and now I'm celebrating 2 years this channel's Slifer Maniac. And I want to say thank you for all of you making it this happen, having so much resonance, giving me good vibes, giving me support all the time, and finally making it happen that we motivating me moving forward, that we are going to conclude in a couple of deck profiles this arc, and then moving to my favorite one, the Orichalcus arc. So what I'm here for is, of course, the Big 5 United deck profile, which wasn't that easy to build. Although I'm not entirely satisfied with it yet, I will say that it is playable. I wouldn't say it's like, very good playable, but I will explain to you yet. So it's, of course, comprising the best mixture of all of the decks of the Big 5, our special team, cunning, diabolical, working out their diabolical scheme against our heroes, of course. And I would recommend, or just let's jump straight into it, and then making some assumptions and explanations. Some cards I did leave out entirely, and others I added in instead. And of course, there are also cards in there which they played out, better to say. So the Big 5 United deck had just one appearance, namely in the very duel against Joey and Yugi. And we start off with the monster cards. So for the 5-headed dragon, we need 5 dragons in order to summon them. So what I did here, I added some dragon type monsters, of course, in there. Other than the very ones the Big 5 already possess. So let's start off. We have Lesser Dragon, a wind type monster, 4 stars, 1200 attack, 1000 defense. There you go. Then, as a good defensive lineup, we have the dragon dwelling in the cave, 4 stars, wind attribute, also of course in dragon type monster, 1300 attack and 2000 defense. So good defensive possibility, option. Also, I took one of the, you might say, newer dragons, which is Alexandrite Dragon, a light type, 4 stars, dragon type monster, 2000 attack and 100 defense. So this one's only, you might say, only for the attack. I wouldn't play this one out if we're with the back against the wall. Luster Dragon, a dragon which also is shown in the anime. I play it out by Rebecca Hawkins in the Duel Monsters era. This one is also played out by, I think, in GX. I'm not that much certain, but I know this one has also an appearance in the show in general. So of course, also in which went attribute monster, 4 stars, dragon type, 1900 attack, 1600 defense. This one has good attack stats. It's rather there to use it for the attack. But yeah, if necessary, also it's not that bad of defense stats. Then we are moving on. A card which was played out by Johnson but wasn't shown in the Big 5 United deck. I'm not sure, but maybe it was. I don't think it was. Mystical Elf. Another possibility and option to like have the possibility to stall with, or making good defensive posture. 2000 defense, 800 attack, light type 4 stars, and spellcaster type monster. Wall of Illusion, one of Gensley's monster cards, which we do not see in the Big 5 United deck, but Gensley uses it in his Soul duel against Yugi, Yami Yugi, and Yugi. Dark attribute 4 stars, a field type monster, 1000 attack, 1850 defense, good defense stats as well, and of course with a good effect. Its effect works like that: if it's attacked, then you return the monster that attacked this card to the owner's hand. One-Eyed Shield Dragon, another Johnson card, also dragon type monster, so very important. And wind attribute 3 stars, dragon type, 700 defense and 1300 700 attack and 1300 defense. So also one of the options to bring about the 5-headed dragon. I would, in general speaking, recommend to you to, if you want to have a more playable gold format Big 5 United deck, to put more dragons in it than I did, but still, yeah, it's decent to play, I would reckon. So I don't have the Machine King anymore because it's in the Nesbit deck, so I exchanged it because Machine King is we see Machine King in the build up from the Big 5 United deck, but I exchanged it with this one because we have otherwise it would be another 2 high level monster, and we have others in here which are necessary in here, which are contained in the Big 5 United deck, so I let it out also. I could have exchanged it from the Nesbit deck and put it into this one, but I decided not to, so you do whatever you like, but yeah, my recommendation is let it out and put this one instead. Only tank T34, and Earth attribute 4 stars, machine type monster, of course, 1400 attack, 1700 defense. Injection Fairy Lily, Lecter's, I would say one of his strongest monsters with good cunning trump card effect, but also high risk effect as well. Earth attribute 3 stars, spellcaster type, 400 attack, 1500 defense. Of course, it works like that. In the damage step, you can pay 2000 life points, and then its attack sets are increased by 3000. But do not use this effect too often. Back in the days, I speculated a little bit much because I possessed this card. I pulled it from the Legacy of Darkness in 1 booster, I think, or maybe 2. And this I did win many duels with this card, but also lost because I was too risky in my play. So you have to outbalance your decision. Nightmare Penguin, the deck master of course, none other than Crump, which we also then saw as the Big 5 was changing their appearance. All the deck masters also came out. It's water attribute 4 stars, and it's aqua type, 900 attack, 1800 defense, so very good defense sets. But also, additionally, it got the effect if it's like flip face up, then you can put 1 card on the side of your opponent back to the hand of its current owner. 1 card, so that means also spell trap cards is possible, not only a monster like Wall of Illusion. And As long as this one is face up on the field, all water type monsters gain 200 attack. Yeah, permanently. So as long as it's up. The reason why I'm saying that is we have a catapult turtle, which was also in this lineup against Joey and Yugi in the Big 5 United deck. It's a water attribute, does have 5 stars, so is in level 5, a level high level monster, which you have to tribute for, with the exception of having Legendary Ocean in this deck, and I would recommend to you to put it at least 2 times in there, or maybe 3 times, but I just found 1. I do know that I, as a matter of fact, possess more than that, but yeah. To make a long story short, I recommend to you to have it like 2 times at least in this deck. Because we do have a focus on dragons, but still as a side strategy, you might pimp your and improve the conditions for your water type monsters as well. 1000 attack, 2000 defense. Of course, it's very, very, very iconic effect is to tribute a monster and then put effect damage equal to the half of the attacks monster onto your opponent's life points. Then the next Deckmaster, of course, from Gensly. This one is of course Crumps, and this one is of course Gensly's, the Deep Sea Warrior. Another water type, 5 stars, warrior water attribute, warrior type, 1600 attack, 1800 defense, but still a high level monster. And we got to have in order to make it effect come into play, Yumi on the field. This card is not affected by any spell cards. And if we have Legendary Ocean, it's also downgraded by 1, and we can play it from the hand as well as Catapult Turtle. That's why I said it. And Legendary Ocean will also, of course, increase their attack as well as defense stats. Another thing that we have in here, and that's making my argument even stronger, is Legendary Fisher. Water attribute, 5 stars, and warrior type monster, 1850 attack and 1600 defense. This even more needs a Legendary Ocean or Yumi, because as long as Yumi is on the field, or Legendary Ocean is also treated as Yumi, you know it, this card cannot be attacked and is unaffected by any spell card. So it's really, I would recommend to you have this one strategy based on dragon types in order to finally bring your 5-headed dragon out, and the other one should be solely focusing on water type monsters in this deck. The Judge, of course, the Deckmaster of Johnson, which of course, after my opinion, is the most weak of the duelists, but still, he wasn't here. So Earth attribute, 6 stars, and of course he's part of the Big 5. Warrior type monster, 2200 attack, 1500 defense. Also one card which Seto Kaiba has in his deck, at least in the Duelist Kingdom arc. One of my most favorite monster cards of all time, Jinzo. The Deckmaster of Lecter, of course, Dark attribute, 6 stars, machine type monster with 2400 attack, 1500 defense. And it's of course unaffected by all trap cards are negated, and any trap cards cannot be played out. And of course in the anime it's even stronger, like because first it's a deck master, so it's just negating and prohibiting the trap cards of your opponent, not all. And second, it's also destroying all trap cards in the anime, not just negating them and preventing them from being played out. So there we go. Also Jinzon here. Then we do have the Magician of Faith. A very good card. Handy practical effect that it does have. As light attribute, 1 star, a spellcast type monster with 300 attack and 400 defense. We do only need it because of its flip effect. If it flip face up that way or other way, you can put 1 spell card from your graveyard to your hand. Hysteric Fairy. This monster was played out also by Johnson. Light attribute 4 stars, fairy effect with 1,800 attack and 500 defense, and it's of course good attack stats, and that's the main reason we have it in here. But it also does have an effect. Offer 2 monsters on your side of the field as a tribute to increase your life points 1,000 points. Monster used as a tribute summon or have that offered as tribute due to other cards effect are excluded. So, of course, if we have Injection Fairy Lily here and we do need to pay life points, or we did pay life points, then we can increase them back with this card's effect. But we do have other possibilities in this deck and strategies, which I will then talk about later. Then Robotic Knight, of course, the last of the big 5 deck master, namely Nesbit, a Pyro type 4 stars, a machine Pyro attribute 4 stars, machine type monster, 1,600 attack and 1,800 defense, so not that bad of defense stats as well. This form. Then last but not least, we do have the Berserk Dragon, which eventually ends up to being the deck master as an exchange for the 500 dragon, which was destroyed by Mirage Knight. Dark attribute 8 stars, I think. Yeah, it's a zombie type and it possesses 3,500 attack and 0 defense. So this one you should really bring out just if in order to like destroy your enemy and with attack and offense. So tactics. And it also got an effect. This card can only be special summoned by the effect of a deal with Dark Ruler. This card can attack all monsters on your opponent's side of the field once. You cannot attack your opponent directly if you attack any monsters first. So like if you destroy any monsters first, if 1 or I don't know 5, then you cannot attack after that. But the downside of this card is decrease the attack stats of this card by 500 points during each of your end phases. So you have to get the job really like quickly done, otherwise there will be nothing left of this one's power. So this is the monster lineup, guys. Let's get into the spells. Before you ask, I already explained it to you, I think, about Machine King. So yeah, we just move on from there. I just talked about it. A deal with Dark Ruler. This is the quick spell card that we need in order to bring about our Berserk Dragon. It works like that. If you have a monster with 8 stars or higher level under your control, and they are been put onto the graveyard in this turn, then you can special summon 1 Berserk Dragon from your hand or from your deck. Very cool card, rare. I love it. Then I was talking about the Hysteric Fairy effect in order to like increase your life points back after being like decreased, maybe due to the effect from Injection Fairy Lily. We also have a Sepic's Blessing in here. It's a quick spell card, which also was in this deck and the Big 5 United deck. Activate only if a monster that you control attacked your opponent directly, and you get life points in amount to the battle damage that your monster gave your opponent. Maybe if you like attack with Injection Fairy Lily like directly with 3,400, then it's like a very good blessing. Sepic's Blessing. Of course, this is a staple for draw power. We have Pot of Greed in here, classic iconic Pot of Greed. So what I did, I put it in some staples in here because I wanted to give it a better playability. So what I did was I gave it 1 Dark Hole, of course, in order to destroy all monster cards on the field. I didn't want to put Raigeki in here because I would say it would be a little bit too OP, because Raigeki was in Joey Wheeler's deck in the Battle City arc, but it was put in by Marek, and they also said, oh my god, it's a very rare and like OP card, which like really pimped up his deck. So yeah, I let it out. Heavy Storm, which I think they played even out, of course, in order to destroy all spell and trap cards on the side of on the field. So you might say Darkhold might be the counterpart to it. A good addition. Another staple, Monster Reborn. Special summon one monster in face up attack position or face down face up defense position for either player's graveyard. Another of those cards which were and it was in the deck was Premature Burial. Of course, 800 you have to pay in 800 life points. And then you can special summon one monster from your graveyard and face up attack position. If it's destroyed, this card is destroyed. If the monster is destroyed, if this card is destroyed, the monster is destroyed. If the monster is destroyed, this card is destroyed. Legendary Ocean, I talked about it. Field spell card, of course, to downgrade all water type water attribute monsters in both players' hands by 1 level. So you can bring Legendary Fisher, Catapult Turtle, and Deep Sea Warrior, and summon them without any tribute because they all have 5 stars. And then with this card, they have 4. So yeah, and then of course, all attacks, the attack and as well as defense stats of all water type monsters are increased by 200. So like I said, I would recommend to you guys to put this one as in 2 or even 3 of in here, because we have some water attribute monsters in here. Then we got Polymerization. We need at least 1 of these also, and maybe I recommend also 2 because of the 5-headed dragon, which we want to summon eventually. But other than that, I also put in here a card which the Big 5 didn't have, which is Mirror of the Dragon. You can, it works like that. You can fusion summon from one monster from type Dragon as a fusion summon from your extra deck by, of course, banishing the fusion material monster from your side of the field or your graveyard. So like if you have dragons in the graveyard, you can also use them. Of course, Polymerization works with the monsters in the hand, I think, hand and field, yeah. So there's the difference. Then there was Altar of Mist, I think it was called, in the anime, which has a similar effect to this card because Altar of Mist is just an anime exclusive, so I exchanged it with Dimension Capsule. Of course, who guessed? That was, of course, the Insane Tuesday card, which works similar, I think, also 2 rounds, and it has to be face up, those 2 rounds, and you can put one of the cards face down and banish it, and then after the 2 rounds, this card is destroyed, and you return this banished card from the deck that you pulled from the deck to your hand. Offerings to the Doomed. Revenge Sacrifice, another card which is anime exclusive, but it works similar, but without the downgrade or without the disadvantage that you have to skip your draw phase. This card has this disadvantage. Revenge of Sacrifice doesn't have that, so it's also a quick spell card, I think, or would be. Then I did put 3 other additions in here in order to strengthen the deck, which is Draco Roar, a quick spell card, which works like that. Banish 1 Earth attribute, Water attribute, Fire attribute, and Wind attribute monster from your graveyard, and in order to shuffle 1 card from your from your side of the field to the deck. So like it could be a good protection measure for your 5-headed dragon, for example, and then you had those monsters, and then in your graveyard you could then, if it maybe being destroyed, you can put it in the deck and shuffle it by banishing those monsters from the graveyard, or any other card as well, of course, but especially this I thought would make sense. Then I have in here still I don't know even how it's called, and of course Dealer, I think it is called, or deal, something like that. It works like that because all of the big five were like economic business people. I thought this would make also sense. Your opponent can discard one card to to negate this effect. Otherwise, both player look at the deck of each other and then take one card. Which they add to the hand of the opponent. Yeah, that's it. So you can choose one card from him to put on his card. Maybe and the other way around. Maybe it would make sense. And I of course also thought about that. And then maybe in combination with this card, I just have to search for it. Oh yeah, there we go. With the exchange, you can then if you choose one card that he or she has to draw, then you combine it with exchange, and then you take it from his or her hand. Would be a very little crafty strategy, which I would fully think or reckon that the big five would be capable of that. Card dealer, last but not least, a permanent spell card. Once per turn, during a standby phase, you can put one card from your hand in your deck and then shuffle it, and then you can draw another one. So like good drawing power and in order to make your hand stronger. So it's a good lineup for the Big Five United deck. Another thing which I thought may be appropriate, of course, because they possessed it also in this arc, would be this card, but you might let it out, but I also wanted to let it out at first. But we do have Wall of Illusion, we do have Nightmare Penguins effect, Wall of Illusions effect, and I don't know which was the third. But yeah, Spring of Rebirth is a permanent spell card, which also they had in their deck, definitely. And also I think even played out, took it into battle. Increase your life points by 500 points. Every time monsters return from the field to the owner's hand. So you can use it if you want, but can also lay it out. I thought on second thought you can put also let it in. It's alright. So this is my spell lineup. You can, of course, otherwise put this one out and then put the Legendary Ocean in here as well as an exchange. So, trap card is very short and you might say, sort of very straightforward as well. So what I gave him, I know they had Driving Snow in there, but I let it out fully. But one which wasn't there was Gravity Bind, a permanent trap card. All level 4 or high monsters cannot attack, so like as a good trump card, you might say. Then I put in one Mirror Force. Of course, all opponent's monsters in attack position are destroyed. A good board breaker there. And then also I have in here an Ultimate Offering. We need 5 Dragon type monsters in order to fusion summon them and then bring out our 5-eyed dragon. So I thought it wouldn't be that bad if we Ultimate Offering in here as a permanent trap card in order to summon more monster cards. You can normal or summon or set one extra monster per turn. And then of course we have also Monster Reborn here because we can special summon monsters with it, or with Premature Burial, for example. And then I have in here Rebirth Judge. Once per turn, it's a permanent trap card. Once per turn, you can choose one monster type and declare one monster type. Monsters in the graveyards are going to be this kind of type for the rest of the turn. So this card you can, for example, combine with the Draco Roar that I called, and maybe if you have not with this. Maybe you can put some dragon types in here. Then you can use it. But I'm not sure about that one. Didn't think it that much through. I now see. I have to admit. Because my thought was, you can turn them into dragon type monsters, and then of course with how was it called, with mirror dragon, as this is called, this fusion summon card with dragon mirror, then you can turn all of your monsters in your graveyard into dragons, and then you can fusion summon it, the 5-headed dragon in combination with this one. So there we go. Now I just realized. It's been a while, guys. I made this deck in 5 weeks ago. So then, of course, I have I'll put it in here a trap card, which even has the 5-headed dragon on its front. It's a counter trap card. It works like that. If one or more monsters are special summoned, or if a spell or trap card has been activated, banish one fusion monster that you control, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Additionally, at the second end phase, you can put the banished fusion monster face-up attack position on your side of the field. So you can negate one effect or summoning or something like that, and put your banish your 5-headed dragon for it, and in the second turn it returns in the attack position. So also a good card. Maybe like in order to negate a fissure or Raigeki or dark hole or something like that. So last but not least, I have light blocking mirror. The one weakness that the 5-headed dragon has is a light type monster. It can be destroyed by a light type monster or its effect. And this card is a permanent trap card, which has the ability to negate all light monster effects on the field or in the graveyard. So also a little countermeasure right there. So, of course, this were the trap cards. And then last but not least, about our fusion deck, which is very much important. I would give you the advice to have 3 5-headed dragons in there, because you can then make it more probable to summon it not just once, but also win the duel, because if it is destroyed, you have another bunch in there. So I have just one, because I think I have 2 in general, but I didn't find now the other one. So there we go. The 5-headed dragon, which possesses unbelievable, I have to count myself, 12 stars. It's a dark attribute. It's a dragon type with 5,000 attack and 5,000 defense, guys. Very iconic. And it's even stronger than the ultimate Blue Eyes with 4,500. So, of course, it needs to be fusion summoned by 5 dragon type monsters, and must be fusion summoned, not be destroyed by a battle, with dark, earth, water, fire, or wind type monster, just with a light type monster. So there you go. There we go. So this is it, guys. This is my 40, 50 card, something like that. But my big 5 United deck profile and interpretation, or my version of it. I hope you guys liked it. Hit the like, the subscribe button. Show me some love, guys, for the 2nd anniversary of this channel. And I hope you guys support me further and push me and motivate me like you did always. What should I say anymore? As always, I wish all of you a good evening, a good morning, a good midday, good afternoon, or a good night, whenever and wherever you might witness this one. This is me, your Slifer Maniac, as in always, a good and long peace.